Welcome back to Ruben Studio. Today we're gonna draw a shark. One of the first things that I like to do prior to drawing my subject, in this case a shark, I like to get a sense of how big I want my shark. For example, this is what we're gonna do. This will be the tip of the nose shark right here, right? And then you want to determine where the tail gonna ends. For now, we're just gonna do this part where the tail begins. And we're gonna trace a line over here. Lightly pressing your pencil. And then a curvature right underneath. This is gonna give you a good idea how big your shark gonna be. The next step is just finishing the nose. Right now we are outlining the mouth. The lower area of the mouth. Still, this is what I recommend to my student, to keep your pencil light. Don't press your pencil too much in case you want to go back to erase. Over here now we're gonna continue with the tail. As you can see, you determine how big your shark gonna be. Right? Let's continue with the eyes. The eyes is a circular, a small circle over here. Right above the mouth. Have some space over there, closer to the top. We're gonna do the first thing on the lower right. We're just outlining the whole area of the shark, getting the shape. We continue with the top thing over here, a curvature. Right? The third thing over here. Yeah, you can make fourth thing. You know, that's more or less what shark has for the most part. A curvature over here. Now let's continue with a small thing on the back. Another one. Let's have the tape ready right above the mouth, but I consider the upper lip, adding a little bit of shadow to give that space over here. We're gonna continue with the tip. You could do around, depending, could be 6, 7, 10 teeth, probably 20, depending on the space, how big you want to make it. A curve right in the middle. Let's continue with the eye. Now, the nose, we're gonna make it more angular. This is the part that makes it look as a shark. We're gonna start adding shadow right above the eye. It's a small curvature. It get elevated right here. And it's okay if you make a mistake, just go back and erase. You could play this video. Make another line right below the eye. Right? As you can see, I still not pressing my pencil really hard because we're gonna start adding detail. Another line at the end of the mouth. Right? Shadow right below the lower lips, what I consider the lower lip area. Okay, let's add the breathing area. Right? I most of the time I do 4. Could be 5. Now a line on the top section. This will give the sensation of a little bit of 3D. We're gonna continue some detail right underneath. We added some shadow. Let's continue with the nose. Detail right above the fin on the top. Little bit of shade over here. Now we could make the curvature of the tail more pronounced. You can start pressing your pencil because you already have the shape of the shark. So this will be the moment to add detail to it. I'm adding some shading, a line, and we're trying to make it look 3D, a three-dimensional shark happily swimming in his habitat. Yeah, the gradient. Keep in mind a little bit of softness from very dark to light. Have this sequence of shading. Some areas will definitely be darker because the light doesn't reach there. You can make your thing a little bit pointer. And there it is. You have your shark ready. I hope you enjoyed this lesson of how to draw a shark. Thank you so much.